Eminent domain hurts everyone. New Jersey needs to change current legislation. A bill needs to be passed so that the little guy or the small business does not get hurt or targeted, and we all just keep on absorbing costly legal battles into our already high New Jersey taxes. Stop trying to slap a bandage on an infected wound. Let's try to clean it out so we can heal and move on. What the heck is eminent domain? It is the power of a government entity, such as the federal, state, county, or city government to take private property for public use, with or without the permission of the owner. The Fifth Amendment of the Constitution states that private property may not be taken for public use without just compensation. The 14th Amendment added the requirement of just compensation to state and local takings. This process includes the declaration of public need, followed by a property appraisal, and then an offer, and then a negotiation. The government becomes the owner of the property while the negotiation is pending. Let me clarify this for you. Not that long ago, New Jersey government outlawed the sale of runny eggs, but they can't pass a law against someone coming in and stealing your home? Examples of public uses include highways, streets, reservoirs, dams, parks, schools, even public buildings, public housing, hospitals, and redevelopment could even mean turning a property into almost anything as long as it makes more tax revenue. That makes me pretty upset. A very famous case of eminent domain abuse is the case of Kilo versus the town of New London, Connecticut. Suzette Kilo and 6 other families in the Fort Trumbull area were trying to keep the town from condemning their homes for use as part of a redevelopment project centered around a $270 million Pfizer pharmaceutical research facility. Myself, my friends, my family, we were all shocked at the verdict. The Supreme Court found the city could go forward with the project. Miss Kilo had lost her case. The ruling was a blow to homeowners everywhere. No one is safe. If a government official feels he can make better use of your property, he can do so. Even the Supreme Court said the consequences of today's decision may be harmful. Urban renewal programs provide some compensation, but you can't place a value on the pain inflicted by uprooting someone from their home. Almost 5 years later, after seizing the homes in Connecticut, the Fort Trumbull redevelopment is still partially vacant. The promise of redevelopment, new jobs, tax revenue took a turn for the worse. On June 2009, a draft of the eminent domain bill was voted out of the Senate Community and Urban Affairs Committee 3 years after the Assembly passed its version, 4 years after the U.S. Supreme Court's decision of Kilo versus the City of New London, which encouraged states to reform their own legislation. 43 states passed eminent domain reform. New Jersey, what happened? Instead, New Jersey politicians want to keep us safe from pumping our own gas. Long Branch, Reddington, Piscataway, Paulsboro, Monmouth County, Middlesex County, Camden County, Hunterdon County, just to name a few places recently where eminent domain abuse occurred. New Jersey, we're not for sale anymore. Just last month, there was complete closure for a group of 13 Long Branch residents, including a couple in their 90s, Louis and Lillian Anzalone. They settled a 6-year court battle to keep their homes from being taken by redevelopment by the town on the basis of claiming the area was blighted. Lillian passed away before the case was even settled. Louis, a true World War II veteran who fought hard and stood his ground to the very end. It was a huge victory against eminent domain abuse. This September 2009 is closure for this case and victory for the small guy, but now it is New Jersey senators' responsibility to rewrite, redefine, and reestablish our protection under the Constitution. Although this is a moral victory, all this legal litigation is just picked up by the town and paid for by raising New Jersey taxes. I say it is time to reform eminent domain legislation because even when New Jersey wins, it pays more taxes. Another case in Reddington Township, The Solberg Airport, the home of the Hot Air Balloon Festival, filed for a permit to enlarge their runway to allow a small quantity of corporate jets to access the airport, and the courts decided to claim eminent domain and further reduce the airport by 100 acres. The town wants to preserve the wetlands around the airport as open space. I'm all for open space and preserving the environment and wildlife habitat, but don't just seize someone's land and destroy their business for your own agenda. Will there be a beautiful hot air balloon festival next year if the town puts the airport out of business? In Piscataway, New Jersey, the Halper farm was seized in 2006, and they were never compensated for moving expenses, and now the town wants them to remove old farm equipment at their own expense. Isn't New Jersey the Garden State? The Halper farm is one of 2 farms left in Piscataway, New Jersey. Also this past year, in a highly anticipated case in southern New Jersey, the court invalidated the town of Paulsboro in Gloucester County, claiming a 63-acre tract of land owned by Mr. Galantine was blighted. The town wants to make that into a water port. The ruling, once again, should have a strong impact on the state of New Jersey. The government did buy that lot of land, and as you can see, our politicians stand very proud as they cut the ground on a $250 million port project. Whoa, wait a minute, how'd you get in here? I said port project, not pork project, but I could see how you were confused. Home, the spot on earth supremely best, a dear sweeter spot than all the rest. New Jersey, we need to rid ourselves of these wicked ways. If everybody would just click their heels together and say, New Jersey, you must reform eminent domain laws. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.